how I play the game! Oh my god! What the fuck?
Holy shit! That is an epic fucking intro, dude.
And I have to warn everyone, warning, what you may see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting.
Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
What were the setbacks this year? Well, first of all, I launched a React channel called DsP Reacts, and it started off very, very strong. You know, that channel had a lot of members, paid members, who were supporting it, and I was putting out a lot of content, not only the once-a-week DsP versus the Internet Clips React show, but I was doing long-form reacts as well. That was the idea, is that that channel was going to be 3 kinds of content. Short clip reacts once a week, long-form reacts once a month, and an interview show, right? Well, here we are at the end of 2023, and the only thing still going is the weekly clip show.
You failed as a content creator.
You might say, well, why? Right? Why did that happen? Well, it goes hand in hand with something else, but let's analyze that, okay? The clip show works. It's certainly not my most popular content, but it's got an audience of a few hundred people who like watching the live stream and the on-demand videos, or both. And there's about 100 people who consistently enjoy being members of that channel and submitting clips every week to be watched, right? What else did I put on that channel this year? Well, I put out long-form reacts, right? I reacted to some really long documentaries, like the Pro Jared documentary, the Wings of Redemption documentary. I went over and I actually reacted entirely to the Internet Historian channel, 3 of their long-form videos that were about 45 minutes plus longer, and it allowed me to have a whole day where instead of doing gameplay, I could just chill with you guys and talk about other content and give you my opinions on it. People really seemed to like that, right? So that content also, I feel, worked. Did it blow up in popularity? No, but it was a good variety of content, okay? Now, also this year, I did a series of tier maker videos. And the tier maker videos are kind of all over the place. It really seems like it depends on the subject matter. So if I'm doing a tier maker about food or ranking video games of the last decade, people love them. Good views, good attendance, people seem to like that tier maker content. But if I'm doing other random tier makers, like when I ranked horror movie villains, or when I ranked Christmas movies and specials against each other and stuff like that, that didn't do so well. There was some live react stuff that I did this year. So for example, I live reacted to Summer Games Fest, right? And I did live reacts to some of the digital presentations that companies like Microsoft and Sony did this year, okay? And I'll be honest, that was some of the biggest flopped content I did this year. Like, taking the time out of my daily routine to do a live react to their broadcast as it's being broadcast live. And the funny part about it is, this is what people asked me for years. Phil, E3, are you going to live react to E3? Phil, there's a press conference from Xbox. Are you going to react to it? People always wanted me to. I did this year. It was the worst content on that channel when it came to being received. Lowest views, lowest feedback, most people saying they didn't really enjoy it.
Phil's a lolcow. I don't want to be Mr. Lolcow for the rest of my life. I don't.
The live react stuff is crap. It's fluff. I don't feel like a live react to anything is valid. It's trash. It's, oh, I just make a face, I overreact, but you don't have any intelligence to what you're saying. You're just being a cartoon character for an audience. It's stupid. It doesn't make any sense. Instead, the better content would be to watch it for yourself, take notes, absorb the information, and then do a recap and reactions video where you can outline each important subject matter that was covered in one of these digital events. The long-form react... Oh, let's talk about the long-form react stuff, okay? I like doing the long-form react stuff. I find it very entertaining. However, what ended up happening was, every time that I wanted to do a long-form react, it meant a day away from gameplay. Because it takes the whole day. Let's say I'm reacting to a 2 hour documentary. That's going to take me like 4+ hours. Plus, you know, I got my intro, we're going to have breaks. That's a whole day, right? So because of that, because we were doing whole days of live react, long-form react content, I would not be playing a game, right? And because of that, it sent me back. And when I was doing this, I was doing 1 a month, long-form reacts. People started to actually complain. Phil, we understand you want to diversify your content, but this is upsetting us because you're taking far too long to beat video games that you're playing. You know, having that 1 day away actually sets you back significantly. Not only do you have the DSP versus the internet stream once a week, but now you have a whole day you're taking away, and it's just too much, right? That's the feedback I got.
They said, Phil, you know, we contribute to you, but it always seems like it's a black hole because it always seems like no matter how much we contribute, you're always still having problems. You're always still in debt and nothing's getting better. I agree with you.
So the thing is, I don't really know in 2024 how to go about it, because if I say, oh, let's bring back long form reacts, you know, I don't know necessarily if that's going to work or not, because then people will say, well, you're not doing gameplay enough again, right? So I guess we got to think about it. We got to talk about it. But this is one of the big negatives for me of the year. The other thing was that, remember, I said I was going to do an interview show over there, and I absolutely had 2 guests lined up for interviews that were down for it and were going to do them. And then what ended up happening was the other big negative for me for 2023, the nonsensical internet drama that these idiots kept trying to pull me into constantly that I wanted nothing to do with, but they kept trying to pull me into it for their own personal benefit and gain. Some people fooled me, right? Like the interview that I did in March with the side scrollers. The problem with that was it didn't just affect me, all right? If it just affected me, that would be one thing. But it didn't just affect me. It affected every one of you too.
Shut the fuck up. Get a job.
The React channel isn't doing that good. Being honest, it's just not. I wish it was doing way better than it was, and it's not. People had their eyes and targets set on me as a way to create drama and benefit. And although that did happen for a short period of time, it did not succeed. They tried so hard to pull me into their realm of bullshit, and it's not working. I'm still maintaining. I'm still able to make the content I want. I'm not being changed, right? And this is a great thing. So, those are the negatives for the year, in my opinion, okay? Let's talk about the positives. There were so many positives that happened in 2023.
Fuck you. You're a liar.
For example, take a look at my setup. The visuals, right? Completely better quality, much different, right, than it used to be. Even my capture and my streaming, right? My visual quality on my capture is much better thanks to a new capture device. I've now been using it for a year, so it's not new. But man, it's a big improvement over what I used to do. The streams just recently dramatically improved in quality because I upped my bitrate on YouTube. So that's really excellent that that's happened, you know? Now, when it comes to my content, I feel like there has been a reinvigoration in many different ways. First of all, fighting game content. As much as I get frustrated playing Street Fighter 6, no one can deny that I put a ton of time and effort into it, and I'm actually good at that game. Doesn't matter how much they want to shit on me. I have multiple characters at master level, all with winning records. And that's an accomplishment for someone like me, 41 years old, didn't even play Street Fighter 5. I opted to skip the whole damn thing, and I haven't played fighting games competitively for a decade. Yet here I am, in a position where I have multiple characters being played at a competitive level. That's a huge accomplishment for me, and I feel like that was something that I did not think would happen. Admittedly, I thought it was going to be another fighting game. I tried, and I just got beaten, my ass getting spanked around and failing constantly. And that didn't happen, right?
It's delusion. It's actual egotistical delusion.
What else has been very successful this year? Well, let's think about this, right? One of the major things that you guys have told me about over the years is my appearance, right? Phil, you're always wearing gaming shirts. You're always just, you know. So this year, on a joke, right, I decided to wear like a Hawaiian shirt for a marathon that I did. We're going to talk about the marathons in a minute because that was a big improvement too. So I wear a Hawaiian shirt as a joke, and you guys are like, oh, actually, we like how that looks. Could you wear more shirts like that? Okay, so I went to a discount store and I bought like 5 shirts. I started wearing them during the summer. People were like, we love this. You look so different. You look more like an adult now rather than an asshole, right? I guess the whole viewership of me on the internet used to be, oh, he's just an older guy, but he acts like he's a young guy, right? He acts like he's in his 20s, but in reality, he's a 40-year-old schlub. He's trying to wear gaming shirts to say, hey, kiddies, I'm hip or whatever. No, I just wore those because I always thought that was pertinent to my content. But then people gave me feedback, don't wear that anymore. Wear clothes that are more age appropriate, right?
I'm a mature adult with a business degree.
I listened directly to your feedback. We stopped doing monthly goals. We used to have a monthly goal of, oh my god, if we can hit this number of members, we'll do a special celebratory marathon, right? I don't do that anymore. Instead, we just do the marathons. That way, there's no pressure that, oh no, we were so close, and because we had a dip in members or whatever, now we're not going to do the marathon. We just do the events. Why? Because I'm happy to do them. I love doing special events with you guys. I always did. I always felt it was a big disappointment if I was planning out a big special event, and then we just didn't do it because we didn't hit a goal. I actually was very disappointed when we didn't do those, right? Instead, we got these little daily goals. And if we hit the daily goals, that's great. It shows growth of the channel and support. If we don't hit the daily goals, it's not the end of the world. We don't always hit the daily goals. In fact, I would say more often than not, we probably don't hit the daily goals. But that's fine. We're still growth, still support, and we still get to do special events, right? Due to a very generous donation by a viewer over the summertime, I have a small PC that is powerful enough to play more modernized games at mid settings or more retro or indie games at full settings. What this now means is that I can go back and play a tremendous amount of video games that either I've always wanted to play but didn't have access to.
And so now I can just turn on a webcam and immediately guys just throw me money with zero effort. And obviously it's not even quality, it's just exploiting, right? It's exploitation is the real word for it, I guess.
There are some people, all right, on the internet who judge popularity and judge success based off of viewership and subscriptions, okay? They are idiots. They have no idea what they're talking about. Because just because you get people watching your content does not mean these are people who wish you well. These are not necessarily people who want to actually support your efforts to keep making said content. Case in point, this year, my viewership went down. I know that. I can see it. I can look at the stats, and I can say, hey, look, my viewership went down. But here's a weird thing, and I swear to you this is true. I have not lost any revenue this year whatsoever.
100%. Every word that leaves my mouth is a lie.
My revenue is fine. So how is it that if I have a distinct drop in viewership on DSP Gaming, that my revenue is the same? I want you to think about that for a second. Alright? Why do you think? There's two main reasons. Number one, because those who were watching me casually were people coming by because of the toxicity and the negativity. They would hear someone shitting on me, and they would swing by the stream, and they would watch and be like, oh, well, I don't like this guy, and they were gone. They didn't support. They didn't hang out and engage in any positive way. They just came by, crapped on me, and left. And I would actually get an influx of views from negative channels and the like. And what ended up happening was this year, people stopped coming in like that, and instead they just watched on the negative channels. Good. I don't get anything out of that stuff at all. I really don't. I don't get any positivity out of someone coming by this channel just to crap on me. Views mean nothing. They haven't meant anything in a million years since back in the days when it was all about ad revenue. Views mean shit. What you need is engagement with the people who do show up to your content and support from the people who like it. I have that.
And people just kept falling for it over and over, a cult situation.
I have high engagement and high support. People who are watching, talking, enjoying, wanting to come back for the continuation of a playthrough. They're not just one and done. I watch one part of your playthrough, I'm out of here, I never come back. No, the people are coming back. Is it a ton of people? No, but it doesn't need to be. You know, as little as a few hundred people can support a whole playthrough of a video game. You know, I get lucky if I'm playing a playthrough that's getting thousands of viewers, that's even better. But that's a rarity these days, and that's okay. Because the people who come by and support every single day, that's what it's about. And the thing is, what's happening is I am cultivating a positive community. While most other YouTubers are out there just saying, I want to get whatever I can get. I don't care if it's positive, negative, good light, bad light. If it's all drama, I don't care. Any publicity is good publicity, right? That's what they say. In my case,
it's cultivating the right people. So yeah, it's a cult. It's 100% this is a cult, right? It's the power of cultish groupthink mentality. DSP cult leader.
Instead of just pouring water on the ground and you get a mix of flowers, crops, but also a ton of weeds, all I'm getting is flowers and crops. I don't need the weeds. The weeds can stay on someone else's plot of land and get the fuck off my streams. You see? And it's working. I'm not kidding you. My revenue this year was good.
And let's keep it rolling in 2024. Here's to a good, prosperous new year for everyone, right? All right. I went long on that segment, but I knew I would, right? Phil has the pignosis. He mind and brainwashes his viewers into contributing. There's still this back here. And it's still in the back of my neck, the back of my head, the back of my mind, and it's always telling me it's WWE Champions time. I love it. I love it. Is a mobile game addict. Phil has indoctrinated children who send him money, blatantly milking for money. It's a money pit. It's gone, just gone like that. In an instant, fucking gone. I just care about money. I just can't help it. I eBay. Contributions are mandatory, but I need your help. I am appealing directly to you. No decency, no respect, no common sense, no fucking maturity. Is the guy who just doesn't get reality.